I'm here with Ivy Ciolli, and today we are talking about why she chooses to give. And Ivy is very well known in the Phoenix area, and you are the co-owner of Grimaldis, which is a super popular pizza and Italian food restaurant. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So you have told me in the past when you and I have had conversations that you really are intentional with your giving. You have 2 children, and so obviously time is crucial to you, and you try to spend as much time with your family as you can, but you give to causes that benefit children and animals, and in particular one of your favorites is child help.
Yes, for sure. Well, my daughter was just born when my husband was introduced to the ladies at one of their fundraisers, and he came home and he said, "Honey, you got to meet these ladies." And I said, "Take a moment. We just had our second child, and I have my hands full with all the animal rescues that I work with, and they're small profile." So we took it up a notch. Once I met the ladies, it was no turning back, because you see the profound work they do, the difference that they make in the entire world, because they're not just here in the Valley. They help every child in need, whether it's in our country or outside of our country. And I couldn't say no, because I see how hard they work to help them.
And the ladies, that's how everyone refers to them. They are the founders of Child Help, Sarah and Yvonne, and well into their 80s. They are still working. I mean, their days are 80 plus hours a week. What was it about them and their story that inspired you so much?
It just kind of made me reflect on myself and what I was born into this world to do, and help animals and children, those in need. I always say those without a voice and those without a choice. And when I met them and they told me the story about the half Japanese, half American children living in the streets, and they took them into their hotel room and fed them and nourished them and gave them love and provided them shelter, it just really connected with me, because that's something that I would do. And some people would say, "You're crazy, you can't do that." And I know they were told this by the producers and by the people, because they are actresses, if anybody knows.
They were big name actresses.
Huge. And their husband, producer, they're amazing women. And they actually took it upon themselves in another country to bring these children in. And that's when I connected with him, because it wasn't about the notoriety or the fame or getting recognized. It was more about doing what's right and helping those in need. Because, as I said, children and animals, they rely on us for safety and love and care.
How has it made you better as a human being and as a mother of 2 growing children, to be intentional and get involved in things that really you connect with?
It is quite profound, the difference it's made in my life. It's been over 7 years now, and I'm on the national board. I've brought my children to both villages. We attend every year to the Christmas village show, which really makes my children connect with how honored and privileged we are as children to live in the home that we do and have the life that we do, and really give back to those who don't have such a privileged life, and really show the children that we can help and we can make a difference in other people's lives. Because I know I didn't grow up a very privileged life, and I know what it feels like to have those wants and needs and desires. And so for my children to be around that and see that is very important for me, for them to see.
And for the audience who's not familiar with Child Help, describe a little bit more about the work that they do.
Well, Child Help is in so many capacities. So there's everything from 1-800 for a child. So if somebody feels like they're at risk of abuse or being abused or vulnerable, they could call 1-800 for a child, and you could answer. The phones are answered by licensed physicians, psychologists, professionals, and so they could get sound advice. If they're in dire need, that they could contact the police and really help them. There's also the villages. So these are children that are level 12, as they say. They would be in a psychiatric ward or a hospital, because they've been through so much abuse that they're not fit for foster care. These children have been in and out of at least 20 homes, and fortunately they found their way to the village. And I had a woman speak at the gala that I did 2 years ago. She said these were the first tears of joy I ever experienced.
Wow.
to hear a woman my age say that she never experienced tears of joy, that somebody sang to her at the foot of her bed and read a book and never experienced that love and connection. It's just everything a child, it's a born right to have that.
Yeah.
And it really touched home to me. And I feel like having these options, there's also programs that they do in schools for prevention. And I think prevention is number one.
Yeah.
Because we got to stop it in its tracks before a child becomes an abuser as an adult. And if we could stop that child in their schools and teach them the programs, how to control their anger, their thoughts, their everyday actions, and make it a positive future for these children.
And you have decided several times to step up and chair this gala. Child Help Drive the Dream is one of the most prestigious, a really big deal. They get a lot of big name people nationally. But, you know, one of the reasons I wanted to do this particular segment, Why I Give, is because I wanted to tell the other part of the story about the heart-centric people like yourself. It's not just about a fancy dress and, you know, glitz and glamour. Like, you work all year long and you're a volunteer, but you basically step into a role that is like a CEO role to chair this gala. Why do you do that?
It was a tough decision for me, honestly, because like I said, I've been doing this for 20 years and there was no recognition or notoriety. I didn't need any publicity. And taking on such a big gala, you have to be in the public eye, and it's hard for me to take that recognition. But I realized that when you take those positions, you almost uplift people to do more with their lives, women that are at home with their children and really want to find a way to give back. I've been contacted by so many people saying, how can I get involved? Can I come out to the rescue that you work with? What are the steps to get on a committee like you are?
Yeah.
And you start to realize that there's people like yourself that don't necessarily want to be in the limelight, but really want to give back. So I hope to be a motivation to other women. And coming from a business background, and I love sales, fundraising is so much fun for me.
Yeah.
I get to do the easy work, and I get to, like you said, it's a big gala. There's a lot of glamour, dresses, and it's fun to dress up as a woman. We all enjoy it.
Yeah.
But the end result is that I get to bring in the necessary funds so the people that are in the front lines get to do the job that they need to do. They're helping these children and giving them the much necessary care, whether it's in the offices where they're examined or whether they're being interviewed or whether they're getting psychological help. I can't take that on emotionally. It's very hard as an empath to take on those emotions. But if I could help raise that money so the people that do the actual hard work get to continue to do their jobs, I will fundraise the rest of my life.
I love it, and congratulations. The event is Drive the Dream. It's sold out. And tell them the band who you guys have playing.
Well, we have REO Speedwagon, and they're going to perform such a phenomenal act. And we have Cosmo, and we have also this wonderful guy out of Las Vegas named Wade Martin.
Yeah.
So he's going to do our after hours, and I was
Ivy
joking.
knows how to throw a party.
Yeah, if my husband wasn't like into this party atmosphere, then I would have sent him home. But I know he's not going to go home. I was hoping to have a girls' night at the end, but I think we'll have one big party, and it's going to be a great time.
All for such a great cause. Ivy, thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming on.
you.
And thanks for watching, everyone. You can see all of our inspirational content, podcasts, and shows at inspiredmedia360tv.com. Take care.